Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. I'm a little late tonight because I had to go get a haircut. But, of course, today there's a lot to talk about, including this Yahoo Finance interview with none other than Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary, who continues to defend SBF as if SBF has something on him. So let's take a look at what he said. What does this mean overall? Will investigations turn up anything? And let's talk about Bitcoin. So many metrics about Bitcoin's bottom. So let's talk about that as well. So welcome, guys. Right now, you know what? With the market selling off, with the U.S. market selling off 2 days in a row, Bitcoin is still holding strong at 17,000. That's telling you something. It's decoupled from the U.S. market once again. So that is fantastic, but more on that in a little bit. But let's talk about this. Mr. O'Leary tweeted this, and it's, of course, an interview with himself with Yahoo Finance, right? And, I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I did skip to the good part. So let's take a look at this, okay? You guys tell me if you agree to the good part or do not agree, right? Let's take a look, or let's take a listen.
To get to something that I think a lot of people have been wondering about and maybe even taken a bit aback by. After that interview at Dealbook last week, you reposted a tweet from Bill Ackman essentially agreeing that you believe SBF when he says that he didn't knowingly commit any wrongdoing. I guess I wonder, what has you still coming to his defense when you've lost millions of dollars on this investment and when so many people have lost money here?
Because I am of the group of people that says you're innocent till proven guilty. That's what I believe. And I want the facts. And so if you tell me that you did or didn't do something, I'm going to believe you until I find out it's a falsehood. What we have now is everybody on earth raging against this guy, Sam Bankman Fried, saying he's a fraudster, he stole the money, he took it to his own account, it's hidden somewhere. How does anybody know that if we have no way to audit it? How can anybody make that claim? Are they not as baseless as what Sam Bankman Fried is saying until we have the facts? That's all I'm saying. And I think Ackman's in the same camp. I want the facts. That's all. I don't think that's asking too much. And frankly, I can't retrieve my money until I know where it is. And that's the first thing I need to know. I need to know, where was my money transferred to? It's alleged it went to the Bahamian government, alleged it went to the US, alleged it was stolen in a hack. I don't know any of that yet, and I want to know where it is because I've told all of my lawyers, keep your phasers on stun until we have facts. Then we're going to get that money back. That's exactly what's going to happen. I'm not the only institution in this situation. We all want our recovery path. We need a recovery path, but we don't have one.
Kevin, yeah, there is a lot.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I mean, there's more to it, but basically he goes on and continues and say that we need to investigate, right? We need to audit. We need to know what's going on. But some of the stuff that he says he doesn't believe actually was confirmed already. Bahamian government did confirm their I forgot what you call it. Their equivalent of the SEC, right? Their Securities Commission already said, yeah, they asked FTX to send them money. They demanded it. So that has been confirmed. The government has come out and said that. There was definitely a hack, but you could argue whether or not that hack was perpetrated by SBF and his goons. We don't know at that point, but we know there was a hack. I mean, you could verify that already through the on-chain transactions that Kevin is pointing to, right? And SBF himself, even though he says he believes that he did not do any crimes, he didn't purposely defraud people, he has admitted that there's a giant hole in Alameda, a giant hole that adds up to about $8 billion. So all of these things are actually facts already, not hearsay. These are facts. And the fact is, every agency around the world is investigating this right now. So I agree with Kevin at the beginning where he says, well, you're innocent until you're proven guilty, right? I agree with that. Everyone should have a chance to stand up for themselves. But the facts remain, a lot of these things happen. There's a giant hole. FTX has collapsed completely. A lot of people lost a whole bunch of money. And it's just still, it seems so odd that Kevin is still defending SBF this hardcore. He pointed to Bill Ackman, right? Remember after the Deal Book interview, Bill Ackman said that, yeah, I think, you know, call me crazy, but I think he's telling the truth, right? That's what Kevin was referring to at the beginning. You know what? If you look at Bill Ackman's Twitter since then, he has done like a 180. he has really, I think he did regret saying that he believes he's innocent. But if you look at some of the stuff that he's talking about, like, you know, the FTX fiasco is at a minimum the most egregious, large-scale case of business growth negligence I've ever observed in my career, right? And that conclusion is reinforced by SBF's recent public statements. So he's backtracking what he said, like, basically, yes, this is the worst negligent of business, I guess, ever. And SBF, you know, reinforced that, right? So basically, he's not even agreeing with that anymore. He doesn't believe that SBF is telling the truth. So I don't think anyone out there actually at this point in time still is defending SBF like Kevin O'Leary. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I know that he took a lot of heat. Obviously, a lot of promoters took a lot of heat. A lot of celebrities took a lot of heat. He was above it all. He was actually an investor, and he says he's not only an investor, but he has a lot of funds also on FTX. So he's very angry, but this whole thing, still defending SBF, I don't know what that's about. I don't. But anyways, I want to show you guys that. This interview is on Kevin O'Leary's own Twitter page, so check it out if you want to hear more. But in the meantime, SBF, you know, hired a new lawyer. He knows he's in some trouble, right? He hired a new lawyer, and this is what he's defending himself against: mishandling customer funds, which definitely happened. That has been proven, but he says he was not aware of it. Okay, so is it due to incompetency, or did he know about it? You know, Caroline right now is in New York, right? Possibly working on a deal to put the blame on SBF. I don't know. And maybe it is all Caroline. We don't know at this point. It's definitely going to be a battle. But mishandling customer funds, wire fraud, criminal securities fraud. I mean, these are pretty serious charges. Just wire fraud is up to 20 years in prison. Just that alone. Securities fraud is 25 years in prison. Okay? And every offense of mishandling customer funds adds up to 1 year in prison. So if you add it all together, that's very, 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 very long time. This is what SBF has to, what he tasked his new lawyer to defend him against. So definitely not a good situation. Not one bit. Okay, so I wanted to lead off with that because I just find it strangely odd that Kevin, Mr. Wonderful, is still somehow defending this guy, still thinking that maybe something else is going on. Maybe he is innocent at this point. I just don't know what's going on there. However, let's get to brighter news. Let's get to the second thing I want to talk about, and that is Bitcoin and Bitcoin's bottom, right? There's so many of these metrics, and I love to share them with you. I've been sharing them, but there's just more and more and more that's coming out. So I started at the beginning of the show saying, well, you know what? Bitcoin has decoupled from the U.S. market for a couple of days now, right? Today, Dow is negative 400. Yesterday was minus 500. So overall, the U.S. market has been really bad this week, but not Bitcoin. Bitcoin and crypto overall has been pretty steady. And the reason being, probably because it's at a bottom. There's so many good things that's happening right now. But here's one. Here's an interesting one that's measuring the fair value of Bitcoin based on how much energy is required to mine Bitcoin. Okay, and there's definitely an association, okay? And right now we're disassociated in a way or very off from what has been before. Right now, the price of Bitcoin is trading at 55% discount to Bitcoin's energy fair value. Okay? That means right now, it costs more to mine Bitcoin than what Bitcoin is worth. Okay? And whenever you see this kind of deviation, this kind of gap, what happens? Well, it indicates that Bitcoin is at a bottom and it reverses every single time. So we have something like this that shows that this is a pretty good buying opportunity. But there's many others. This also measures capitulation, like the miners specifically. Right now, a lot of people are worried about miners because they are unprofitable at this point, right? But we know that the difficulty adjusts every 2 weeks for Bitcoin. So if the miners shut off their mining machines in 2 weeks, the difficulty adjusts and it becomes profitable for them, unless Bitcoin continues to go down in price. But right now, it seems like it has stabilized. But the hash ribbon also measures that capitulation point when miners are basically, they're down. They have either capitulated or shut down or sold, and now they're getting ready to buy back in. And right now it's showing that, yeah, it's that time, just like all the previous times that we have seen. Okay? It's also good. Also good. And of course, you have the usual stuff, hodl waves, which is just measuring how many people are holding. At this point, over 66% long-term holders holding at least 1+ year. Obviously, fantastic, and that has not dipped at all, Number of addresses, 0.1 Bitcoin, continues to go up. So it's not just the holders. It's not just the holders that's already holding on a large bag and they have no choice but to DCA, right? Some people will argue that, but no, the number of addresses are increasing. That means new people are coming into the space, right? So this continues to go up, and it's going up quite rapidly right now. So also positive, right? You look at the exchanges and the Bitcoin on the exchanges keeps dropping like a rock. We haven't seen a massive exodus like this ever in Bitcoin's history. We have seen times where it has gone down. You can see plenty of red, but right now, if you look at, well, my camera's covering it, but look at how deep of a drop that is, right? A lot of it's caused by FTX, but a lot of it's just caused by buying, whale buying. A lot of buying overall, right? That's a massive amount of Bitcoin leaving exchanges, and that is fantastic. That's what we want to see, right? So there's just a lot of goodness still that's happening in the space. Here's another fancy model, right? That basically shows capitulation, and just like all the previous bottoms back in 2015, back in 2018, even going back to 2011, right? The same kind of model that's showing capitulation and bottom registering right now. So think about that. A lot of good stuff happening, and this is why we don't want to quit despite SBF and FTX collapse, right? And also, let's not forget, there's a huge, massive amount of stable coins sitting on the sidelines waiting to come into this space. Massive amount. You guys may have noticed that in the top 10, you have Tether, which I don't trust fully, but still close to 66 billion right there. 43 billion in USDC, 22 billion in BUSD. Just in the top 10 alone, you add that up, that's like $130 billion in stable coins waiting to come into the space, right? So there's definitely a lot of money that could be coming in, and that could definitely drive us much higher too. So these are all fantastic stuff to look forward to. That is why I tell you guys to stay strong and ignore the FUD. All right, now besides Bitcoin, what else is going on today? There's a few other things that's going on that's quite relevant. I did talk about APE Coin. They did open up the staking, over 30 million inside, so that's fantastic. Any projects, I know like Chainlink is opening up, they're staking soon. Any project that opens up staking overall is going to help them. and help decentralize the project to chain and help remove liquidity from the system. So pretty positive overall for APE Coin. Also, if you are a fan of Doge, today is Doge's birthday. I don't know how old they are. Embarrassing to say. I think they came out in 2015. So today I think it's their 7th year, 7th or 8th anniversary. So if you're a Dogecoin guy, you've been holding for 8 years, well, you're probably a multimillionaire, if not a billionaire. But if you've gotten in the last few years, you know what? I think Doge has a lot more coming because of Elon. So we'll have to wait and see. So this is also interesting for VeChain. A lot of you guys are VeChain fans. Walmart in China has been using VeChain, already enabled, and customers can actually scan barcodes of the goods that they're buying in Walmart in China utilizing VeChain Thor, and that volume has exploded. So shows you this is not vaporware. There's actually real use already happening. But of course, they're catering to the West now, getting involved with NFTs and DeFi and promoting themselves with UFC. So good things are happening with VeChain. Also, for those of you guys that are a fan of holding on and controlling your own crypto, I saw this. This is pretty wild. iPod creator worked with Ledger and created these stackable wallets that they look like work of art, basically. Like each one looks like a work of art. It uses the e-ink screen, so you could actually display like your NFT. First of all, it could store all your crypto NFT just like all the other ledgers, but you could actually display it and it'll just stay up there like literally forever because it's using e-ink, which uses very, very, very little energy. And also, you can see on the side, you can actually label it. You can have a wallet for yourself, for your family, or for just NFTs, or just crypto, just Bitcoin, whatever. And they are made so that they stack on top of each other utilizing magnets, right? So it's really a work of art if you think about it, right? It's nothing like anything else out there. They call it stacks, and it's a little expensive, $279, but it definitely looks amazing. And it does have Bluetooth capability. Some of you guys are turned off by that, but for the most part, you can turn it off, right? You turn it off, it's still a cool wallet. But yeah, they're not shipping it out yet. It is in pre-order, but it's really, really cool. It does look like if Apple was going to create a hardware wallet, this is what it will look like, honestly. But it's not, and we don't really like Apple at this point. I'll tell you guys why, but I did want to show you guys that, and it's available for pre-order if you're interested. And the reason why we don't like Apple is this. No, not due to this, but Apple is. This morning I talked about TSMC is going to open up a couple factories in Arizona. Tim Cook says Apple will use the chips that's built in the U.S., which is good. But the reason why we don't like Tim Cook and Apple right now, because they're still imposing that 30% fee for gas fees, which doesn't make sense. So they told Coinbase, right, we're not publishing your app because you're not giving us 30% of the gas fees you collect, right? Which doesn't make sense because the gas fees are not profit. They're going towards the Ethereum network, the stakers, the ones that are powering the network, right? So this is an attack on crypto, attack on personal freedom, if you think about it. So this is the reason why we're not happy. So until they change, right, this is going to be a very sticky situation, because right now they have just said just for NFTs, but in the future they can say for all crypto, right? But right now they're limited to NFTs. But it's a slippery slope, and who knows what else they're going to demand in the future, right? So again, hopefully this changes. But if you are using an iOS device, be careful with the wallets that you're using, like Coinbase Wallet or Trust Wallet or any wallet that's from within the iOS App Store, because they can just shut off features in the future. But the good thing is about these mobile wallets or any other wallet is that you can recover your crypto on another wallet. So you don't lose it, right? Like if you have Coinbase wallet, for example, you can restore on Trust Wallet and access your NFTs. That's the beauty of the recovery phrase, because you could really restore that anywhere, right? But it's just a bad situation right now with Apple and with Coinbase and with the 30% tax, really. All right, outside of those things, that's pretty much it. And it's been a pretty stable day. We'll take it. We'll take it because the U.S. market has been absolutely crushed the last few days. So we'll see. Tomorrow's looking green right now, but today was just another bad day, another sell-off day. Bitcoin is holding strong. That's what we want to see, right? Has it finally found a bottom? There's so many on-chain metrics that indicate we have, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right, let's do some Q&A. Alice says, hey, I clicked on a random NFT that I found in my Trust Wallet. Should I be worried that I've been compromised security? Everything is still there. No. They won't be able to access your wallet unless you give them permission. So I think you'll be okay. Dan says, O'Leary is either delusional or he's being paid, but by who? They say follow the money. I really don't know. I really don't know how he could continue to defend. I get that he wants to get to the bottom of it. I think everyone wants to get to the bottom of it. But to continue to defend and say, hey, you know what, let's not declare him guilty, right? We still don't know a lot of stuff, but we do know a lot of stuff, right? So it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I thought Caroline was cute until I learned she couldn't do math for SHIT. Caroline's supposed to be like a math whiz. That's what I was hearing. I don't know if that's true. She's just not a big fan of risk management. That's what she said. DK Grimm says, I've been DCAing like $250, $300 a week. That's pretty good. That's not bad. That's actually a lot more than most could DCA. So congratulations. If Apple wants 30%, they need to run 30% of the nodes. Well, you know, they probably could, but we don't want them to, right? Then again, we're faced with another situation where they control too much of the hash rate, or yeah, in this case, the transactions. So yeah, we wouldn't want that either. Sorb says, I'm a math whiz too. Inverse Kramer should change it. Inverse Kevin. Have almost all my funds on Ledger. Congrats. You know, if you want to trade, you want to leave some on exchanges, that's up to you. Obviously, leaving it on a hardware wallet or self-custody wallet is the safest, but I guess some people want the convenience, right? Leave what you want to trade with on the exchanges and take everything else out. It's really that simple. Why do you think XRP can win? Why? Well, because the biggest reason is because they got the defense from the prior director. in terms of why they declare Ethereum a commodity, right? So now Ripple has the playbook. They can mimic that. They could say, hey, this is exactly what you guys use to declare Ethereum a commodity. This is exactly who we are. So I think that's the biggest thing. This is why SEC has tried their hardest not to give that information, a testimonial and some evidence to Ripple. They dragged their feet as long as they can. They appealed like several times, and they lost all of that, right? So the only thing that could really kind of stop that, I guess, is if Gary all of a sudden declares Ethereum a security. Then the defense goes away, and then Ripple will probably lose then. But we haven't gotten there yet. Someone says I look 20 years younger since this morning. Well, thank you. Thank you. Do I stake my coins? Yeah, some of it. I stake it directly from wallets, though. It's just easier that way. Like Trust Wallet, I stake a lot in there. A few on Binance directly. A few on native wallets. Opinion on Fed now 24/7 will hurt crypto? No. It's just it competes against stable coins, if anything, but doesn't compete with Bitcoin or most of the L1s out there. Please check out SDL for Chainlink staking. They rug pulled. If they rug pulled, then of course I'm not going to check that out. So, but it's unfortunate if that's true. AD got hurt again. You called it. It's like clockwork. I mean, when AD plays too hard, he goes on a streak. He always gets injured. Today, I was actually, I turned on the game. I'm like, I want to watch AD play. And then I see like he has flu-like symptoms and he just left. He wasn't even injured. So I don't even know what happened there. DFK is launching tomorrow on Clayton. Good for them. Hopefully it's successful. Hopefully. Multiverse X will be listed on Coinbase. Maybe a terrible name. It is a terrible name. Even saying that sounds horrible. Multiverse X. Could they not have come out with something better? MTX or something. Something cooler than Multiverse X. What do you think about stock market tokenization in the future? Well, BlackRock just said it recently, so that means they're already working on it. BlackRock says it's like I forgot what number they said, 8 trillion or 8 trillion something market tokenization of securities. So you know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen, especially if BlackRock already said it. I have to pay duty on my ETC ASICs. I don't actually quite get what you're saying, Harvey. Are you saying that it's down the toilet? Like I said, ETC has no future. SDL is a Chainlink staking released today to replace LPL. It's for okay. I'm not familiar with what project that is. You just said it was a rug pull, so I don't know. Again, I'm not familiar. Did you buy gold and silver? No. I DCA'd 100K into Sol and Cake. Have I sold? No. I hold both of them, although I regret holding both of them at this point. Import tax. It stinks. Oh. You mean you bought it from China and there's a huge import tax? Is that what you mean? I never thought about that. I would have figured you just buy from some company in the U.S. But yeah, I don't know why you would buy Ethereum Classic miner. But good for you, I guess. BG, the crypto man, appreciate it. Would love to hear your thoughts on Numeraire. I don't remember what project that is. That sounds familiar. I think I looked into this. I'm pretty sure I looked into this before. The hardest data science tournament in the world. Predict the stock market. Oh, is this a prediction kind of thing? Applied machine learning to predict the stock market. Yeah. Horrible idea. Horrible idea. I'll just leave it at that. I had to pay import tax on my container miner. I guess it just, if you're buying anything from China, you go pay some kind of import tax. If I tried crypto mining, yes. And do I think it's worth it? No, I don't. That's why I don't mine. I started my crypto journey with Litecoin mining. I had like 20 rigs in my basement running like 100 something. Probably more than 20 rigs, probably 25 rigs. I had like 120 GPUs running at a time, mining Litecoin back in the day. So quite familiar with how it works. It's just not profitable. I think it's just the money spent on the equipment, you could just buy the coin, and I think that's better. But hey, if you want to support the network, then continue to do so. Do you think Bitcoin will dump one more time? I don't think so, unless there's something disastrous that happens. Okay, either something disastrous on a macro scale, geopolitical scale, right, or another major collapse. But in the crypto space. But unless you get one of these threes, I don't believe so. Do you know if Elon is making a SpaceX coin? No. My friend sent a link to a pre-sale. No, Melvin. They don't even have stock. They're a publicly traded company. So your friend either is scamming you or he's getting scammed. Do not buy into some SpaceX coin. How do you feel about the Nico Vault hardware wallet? The best one I've seen. I've never heard of that one. Never heard of that one. Nico Vault. Next generation cryptocurrency, cold wallet, state of the art. Yeah, it's a nice fancy screen. Okay. Has Bluetooth, touchscreen, okay. State of the art biometrics. Okay, good. Built-in accelerator, okay. Okay, I get the glass part. That's it. It has a fingerprint on there. Yeah, that's really expensive, man. That's really expensive. And it's not even out. Yeah. So I just got done talking about Ledger's new Stacks one, right? And I thought this was expensive, $279, but it seems pretty cool. 400. No thanks. That's just way too much for a hardware wallet. Keep in mind, the whole purpose of the hardware wallet, besides it looking fancy, is it's just protecting your recovery phrase, your private key, right? And you could do that in many different ways. So all this fanciness. Someone else sent me another wallet recently, and they say they don't use recovery phrase. They take a picture of your face, and that gets stored somewhere, and then that, along with some kind of encrypted file that goes on your computer, between the two, that's how they recover. And it sounds great in theory. It sounds really great, like, oh, you know, there's no way that could be hacked, right? But what if the company goes under? How do you go recover your crypto? Well, they say, well, if they go under, they have this custody thing with a bank that was supposed to help you recover your private phrase. I'm like, there's no guarantee of that. What if they stop paying the bills? What if the bank goes under and stuff, right? Sometimes simple is actually the best course, right? So, I mean, even though that other wallet, I forget the name, but it sounded like it was so state-of-the-art and so secure. But in reality, it's probably much worse. Mary Red. I'm going to stay in crypto as long as you stay. And when you become a billionaire, continue to teach us. I can't make that promise. If I become a crypto billionaire, I can't make that promise. I will still continue to stream and educate. I'm just going to throw that out there. But up until then, I guess yes. Yes, I will. Buy and hold silicone. Okay. ASICs are dirt cheap now. They're probably dirt cheap because no one wants them right now. Five Shark, Kevin is right. Innocent until proven guilty. I'll agree with you there. But SBF's own admission already says that he lost billions of dollars. Okay, so he already said that. Alameda is $8 billion in the hole. Okay, so he's already said it. It's not like unknown where all the funds went. So that's the thing. Like, he already admitted a lot of this stuff. But we'll see. As they dig further and further and further, they will uncover exactly what's going on, right? Drop your skincare routine. You're really glowing, looking young. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I've been taking, some more supplements recently. The natural stuff. Start taking magnesium. I hear that that's like the #1 deficiency that most people have. I've been taking liver, some multivitamins, and some knee support and joint support stuff, and collagen, I guess. I think that helps with skin, hair, and bones. That's about it. Still sticking with my diet, although I kind of plateaued recently, so that got me a little discouraged, but I'm keep going, still working out. Yeah, I have been a miner for that's how I kind of got started. Am I wearing makeup? No. People have suggested I should, but no, I'm not. Liver provides a vitamin D. And plus my multivitamins provided too. Shafia, we need a video of your crypto journey. I've shared that many times. A lot of these interviews I've done, basically it's about my crypto journey. So I've been through a few cycles, lived through a lot of up and downs, not just crypto, but even with the stock market. Learned a lot of things over the last 20 years. Mostly what not to do. And these are the things I preach today because of all my mistakes in the past. Try to teach you guys not to make the same mistakes. I normally watch you X2, so weird hearing your normal voice. Well, okay. Hey, someone says, I unsubscribed a few months ago because of the XRP video. Is he still playing it? Well, just for you, I will be. And one of my pet peeves is when people, they want the attention. So they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to unsubscribe. Or like this guy, oh, yeah, I unsubscribed. I'm going to help you unsubscribe forever by banning you from this channel. But in case you continue to watch, I will play that video just for you. Oh yeah, I'm also taking fish oil too. Liver already comes with D3 and B12. So if you look at liver, I don't actually eat the raw kind like Liver King. I just take the liver supplements. But if you look at it, it gives you all the essential vitamins that you need. Yeah, Liver King has been exposed. Not that it was some like hidden secret. Okay, the guy was jacked, and there's no way you could become that jacked naturally, right? Had he come out and just said it like, "Hey, I'm using steroids," right? But he's still doing as ancestral stuff, he would be fine. People would still buy up that shit. But the fact that he lied so many times and people bought that how somehow he's natural, you know, yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to continue to watch him anymore or believe in what he's selling. Pat Brev says, I followed O'Leary since before Shark Tank and Dragon's Den. He's always loved to push buttons, but this latest thing is a little brain dead. I agree. I actually like Kevin O'Leary. I think Mr. Wonderful actually, outside of Shark Tank, because he always acts like a jerk, but outside, he seems like he has a great personality, really cool guy to be around. He's done a lot of interviews. Seems like he's really smart. But this whole thing about defending SBF to the end of the earth, it just doesn't make a lot of sense at this point. Michael Hearn is like the nattiest guy on social media. Crypto Glow, I appreciate that. Straighten your back. Yeah, I don't sit. I don't have good posture. That's one thing. I'm lacking in, I guess, good posture. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Overall, you know what? I played parts of this for you guys. You want to listen more? Go to his Twitter and listen. Don't quite get this. SBF is in a world of hurt. He's going to be in trouble. Of course, there's going to be more investigations going on, but I don't quite get this. But outside of this, Bitcoin is doing still good, holding at 70K despite U.S. markets looking bad, right? A lot of good things happening, a lot of bottom indicators, right? So stay strong, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And in case you guys want to get educated a little bit more on Ripple, XRP, you don't quite understand, I alone hold the most educational video ever created about these two topics. And I'm going to play it. I never, ever, ever play it, but I'm going to play it for you guys. All right? Enjoy.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.